Another story of a robbery gone wrong and a South African celebrity murdered. Now, this is not the murder of Osenzo Meyiwa, but this is the murder of Talib Peterson. My name is Alokwan, and these are the stories behind the crimes. Now, in the heart of Cape Town, a beloved musician was brutally unalived inside his own home, and the person behind it all was his wife, named Najwa Peterson. Now, to the public, Talib and Najwa were a glamorous couple. Now, Talib was a national treasure, a singer, a director, and one of the country's most respected entertainers. And then on the other side, Najwa, which was Talib's wife, appeared devoted, elegant, and always by his side. But behind closed doors, this marriage was fractured. There were constant fights, arguments about money, about trust, and about Najwa's long-standing mental health issues. Now, friends later described their relationship as volatile, always on the brink of collapse. And Talib reportedly told friends he wanted a divorce, and that was the moment everything changed. Now, on the 16th of December 2006, armed men stormed into the Peterson home, and Talib was shot by just one single bullet straight to the head, while the wife Najwa was tied up in the same room. At first, this looked like a robbery gone wrong, but detectives noticed something strange. Nothing valuable was taken. The attackers went straight to the bedroom, and Najwa's story did not add up. Within weeks, the robbery theory collapsed, and police discovered that Najwa had contacted the hitman months before Talib was unalived. Then it turned out that the robbery gone wrong story was just staged. Now, when police confronted the hitman, he confessed and led investigators straight to Najwa. Now, in his statement, the hitman revealed that Najwa paid him 100,000 to unalive her husband. He further stated that they have met numerous times, arranged details, and she insisted that the husband's unaliving must look like a break-in. The hitman further quoted what seemed to be an instruction from Najwa to the hitman. She said she wanted it done before the new year. She didn't want to start 2007 with Talib still alive. Now that code became the centerpiece of the state's case. Now, Najwa obviously denied everything. She told investigators that she had been a victim that night and had no involvement. She insisted that the robbers had tied her up and that she watched helplessly as her husband was being unalived. But evidence kept piling up against her. Now, during the trial, prosecutors revealed that Najwa had taken out multiple insurance policies on Talib. She withdrew large sums of cash shortly before Talib was unalived, and cell phone records placed her and the hitman in communication. And also a family witness told the court that Najwa was obsessed with the idea that Talib was going to leave her. At one point, Najwa attempted to use her mental health condition as defense, claiming severe depression and episodes of instability, but the court ruled that she was mentally fit to stand trial and responsible for her actions. And in December 2008, after a long and emotional trial, the court delivered its verdict. Now, Najwa Peterson was found guilty of premeditated murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and robbery with aggravating circumstances. She was then sentenced to 28 years in prison, and also the hitmen received lengthy sentences. Now, in September 2024, Najwa appeared before the Correctional Supervision and Parole Board and was granted a parole placement date of the 27th of November 2024. The plan was for her to serve the remainder of her sentence under community correction with restrictions, meaning limited movement and no media interviews. But however, following objections by the family of the victim, which is Talib Peterson's family, the parole decision was referred to the Correctional Supervision and Parole Review Board for review. Now, in late November 2025, the review board reportedly rejected her parole application. As a result, she remains in prison under her original sentence.